Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Yesterday, Patricia and I did a show, and we did a show on Barbara Cooke-Alleyne. And when I do shows or when I do blogs, I usually get something on the back end of someone giving me some other information. And it was interesting that people see Barbara Cooke-Alleyne as an abused wife, an abused woman. And sometimes when someone is being abused on the private end of their lives, when they have power or when they think that they have a certain amount of power, that abuse that they're taking silently can come back to haunt someone that stands before them because there are so many triggers. We are triggered daily. And this is something that maybe Barbadians should look at because there is a lot of abuse in Barbados. And when you have people in positions of a justice or a judge, that should be something that is explored. Now, I do not know anything about Barbara Cooke-Alleyne, but from what I'm hearing from putting up what I did yesterday via Patricia Benedict, it seems as though you guys may have a small problem, not a big one, but maybe a small, maybe a big problem. Because whoever feels it knows it. You would know it more than I would because I'm just on the periphery. I'm just looking at it from the outside. But we want to talk also about Ian Weeks, Ian Weeks. Yes, Ian Weeks. So I'll let Patricia talk a little bit more about what she has heard, or maybe an anecdotal. I don't know what she wants to add to the Barbara Cooke-Alleyne matter, and then she'll go into the Ian Weeks matter because these are people who sit in power and who are of concern to people who go before them. The people have real concerns when they go before these particular people. Maybe all of the justices in Barbados need to be psychologically analyzed. Who knows? But here we go. Patricia, welcome into the studio.
Yes, Majority, because someone sent me something. I saw something on your WhatsApp, and what caught my eyes was when someone said that allegedly it looks like Miss Barbara Cooke-Alleyne didn't go to the right channel to get that
Oh,
job.
yeah, they said that to me, yes.
But it's funny that they said so. Someone who is in the know, Mr. Williams, the retired Commissioner Omar Williams, will know who that I was briefing him about. Someone in the court system themselves, a big person in there, said that allegedly Miss Barbara Cooke-Alleyne as a registrar did so much things wrong, allegedly, that she there's no way that she could see her being a judge, and that's why they have. How do you all like magistrate one that Blair became a judge before her? A lot of people came before a judge before her, and she don't see her being a judge.
But she did. But she did become a justice. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, she did become a judge.
I was surprised. So when I read what the person said that she didn't go through the right channel to get that job. That's what they say. That came to my mind. What the person was telling me.
Yeah, that's what's being said. Yeah, what's being said is Barbara Cooke-Alleyne did not go through the application process and whatever you have to go through to become a judge. They're saying that she skipped that. And we would like to know how, why did she skip it? And why, if it is alleged that she is a person who has suffered abuse, why would they not let her go through the process? She of all people should have gone through the application process. No shortcuts for her. But I don't know if you want to continue on her or if you want to go on to Ian Weeks.
Yeah, I don't know about that part. I just told what I read and what the person allegedly told me that the person it's not nothing to they ain't hold tongue court.
Okay.
So I don't want them to try to pick at everybody's brains. None whole tongue court told me. Now I would like to speak about magistrate, serious chief magistrate Ian Weeks on a very, very serious note. And I would like the Prime Minister, the AG, and the commissioner and retired deputy commissioner and all the observers to watch Mr. Ian Wicks very closely, because Mr. Ian Wicks think Miss Benedict do not know what's going on. Miss Veronica, on the 7th of September, I went to court, 2023, I went to court for all my matters. There is one with Michael Omario Reed, aka Omario Reed. Tina, a few of them are Tina Pavasino, Winston Drayton, Jason Laycock, Anderson Collins, Court Marshal Small, and I can't remember other people. So do you tell me, Miss Veronica, what they did to Patrick King when he said he wasn't coming to court and they had him in contempt and probably went to pick him up? Miss Veronica, when I went to court the 7th of September, 2 persons showed up, and that has been happening too often, not only in magistrates, in Clark Court, but in Mr. Ian Wicks' court, it has happened before. So when the 7th of September, Miss Veronica, I had a lawyer. It was supposed to be a trial. Now, the officer that calls the names for people to come enter allegedly is related to PC 1677 Williams at Holtown Court, a Holtown police station, sorry. Now, they saw I had a lawyer. It's supposed to be a trial, a very important trial I waited long for, because they did everything to stop that trial.
Patricia, let me get in here. Patricia, let me get in there. You said that it was supposed to be a trial, and you waited for a long time. What year did you start this proceeding? What year did it start?
It started last year when the and people I'm not into no political thing.
Okay, so okay, 1 second.
It started last year.
Okay, so stop there, please. Stop there. It started last year. It started in 2022, and you are saying that you waited a long time for a trial when you're homegrown, Patricia. You're home. You live in Barbados, and you kind of know the texture of the place. You expect that you're going to go to trial.
No. I don't want to. You just have to listen to that part. It's very important.
Okay.
2021, maybe 2022. But the importance of that, you have to listen to the importance of it. When the government had all my matters, especially that matter transferred to Mr. Ian Wicks, they had it put up for speedy trial.
It's not going to happen in Barbados. I know that, but we'll see.
Wait, Ms. Renato, stop saying that.
Okay.
Because it was the instructions of the government that Mr. Ian Wicks is not above the law. It was instructions of them. He had to give a trial date for that particular individual.
Okay.
So when that happened, I went to court the 7th of September, anticipating. I waited. You know how many times they had me in prison. They did all sorts of things for that not to have happened. So I wouldn't have a lawyer. I wouldn't be able to pay for a lawyer. But I finally did. When I appeared in the 7th of September and they realized I had a lawyer, phone calls would have been made, Miss Veronica, and thing. But I want the AG to ask Mr. Ian Wicks why he did not appear in court the 7th of September, but could have appeared the next day, Miss Veronica. And when the clerks were giving me the dates for the other dates for the people, for all down, even Leacock's matter, all down in January of next year, and Collins' case, a matter was the 8th. The next day I had to go back to court. And the next day, the 8th, Magistrate Ian Wicks was in court. I wasn't surprised Mr. Ian Wicks would not have come to court the 7th of September, Miss Veronica. Mm-hmm. I wasn't surprised. So when I told Mr. Ian Wicks, and that's where it gets interesting. When I told Mr. Ian Wicks, before government sent people. When I told Mr. Ian Wicks, I think it was the 7th, it was the same 8th, but we were in a little room with all the people before we came to the court. I said to Mr. Ian Wicks, I said only 2 individuals came to court. The others should have been issued a bench warrant or something. You know what Mr. Ian Wicks says to me? And that's why Patrick King would have to take, and everybody else would have to take note of that. The chief magistrate says to me, I quoting from him, you cannot tell me how to run my courtroom.
But listen, but stop there. You cannot tell a judge or a magistrate how to run their courtroom. That they're in charge. It's like you cannot go on a football field and tell the umpire how to umpire or whatever. You know.
Miss Veronica, stop with that nonsense, man.
Why is it nonsense? Why is it nonsense? You cannot go on the plane and tell a pilot how to drive. Okay.
You are a chief magistrate. So you have rules for some. You don't have rules for some. It's the same thing Patrick King going through. Don't hold in contempt. So
why do you have a bleeding heart for Patrick King? Does he have a bleeding heart for you?
It doesn't matter. He's a human being. I don't watch what you're watching. No, I don't care. Even if those police officers could do me 100 things, and their family or somebody of theirs saying I may help them, I don't have the mentality, the thinking of other people. You know how they think.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say, he is there for the taxpayers, put him there. He does not own a court.
But he runs it. He runs it.
To me,
yeah, he runs
he
it.
Have gone and said,
but Patricia,
for not coming in.
I understand. I do understand you, because after I do a show with you, you'll be surprised how many people will hit me up afterwards and say, well, I went through the same thing Patricia went through. So I understand the sentiment, but you cannot get on the plane and tell the pilot or the hostesses how to fly or how to regulate it. And you can say, well, I bought the ticket and my ticket money paying your salary and whatever. But yeah, you still have to really like defer to how people.
Yes. But listen to me. Mm-hmm. That's the flight. When you land, there's legal.
Exactly.
So he's saying
exactly.
It's his court. It's all wrong. It's the taxpayers who is paying him.
They're paying him to run the court. They're paying him to run the court.
Wait, let me ask you a question. He built the court.
They pay him. They put him there to run it. And if you could show that he's bending the rules, now that is where you come in. That is where so you have to show where he's bending the rules. And I guess that's why you're here, to show that he's bending the rules.
Yes.
Okay.
You can't. Tina Pabas is not supposed to appear in court, because don't forget, the prosecutor in the whole town is not representing them no more. So I was representing myself. So if I am appearing in court, I expect those people to be in a courtroom too. So Tina Powers, didn't show up.
So let's say that they sent a letter to the magistrate saying, I am sick, I won't be able to attend, whatever, but he doesn't.
They cannot do that. It has to be a lawyer. You can't send a letter to this.
Yeah, they send it to. Let's have a conversation here. Let's have a conversation in this particular interview. Yeah, they can send that letter through their attorney. Now, what should happen is he should say, I received a letter from Miss Tina's attorney, and
exactly.
But he didn't say that. You're saying he didn't say that, but
the lawyer should have been there.
Okay.
He should have been there and given me a copy of that letter.
Okay. Oh, really? You need to get a copy. Okay.
Legally, I am not playing with them legally, Miss Veronica.
Right.
Because there's too much lawlessness goes on in the court.
Right.
And so you see who you have to. He's the chief magistrate. So all that bad behavior when Mr. what's his name, Mr. Wayne Clark and Miss Wonderbley and those people didn't allow people to held responsible up to this day. People do not show up in court and they're not held accountable for their actions. But it's just certain people that they probably do not like And they would go after all the time. You think if I don't appear one time in court, you think they won't try to find? They would find me? And that's getting double standards.
Yeah.
Double standards, and
Okay.
that has to stop.
Okay.
So he couldn't appear the 7th, but he appeared the 8th. And not only that too, when we went inside the courtroom itself, the government had people in there because they didn't know that we were out in another place. They had someone in there waiting for him. So he's now trying to be nice. And I let me give Mr. Ian, Chief Magistrate, Mr. Ian Wicks, to tell him something. Do not be Jekyll and Hyde with me. One minute you're good when people are around you, monitoring you, and when you are not on your, and nobody's there, you think you could treat me how you feel like. It will not work with me. It will not legally work with me.
Okay, so this show.
So
Okay,
people,
okay. Let's make this show, Chris. You are here today to say that there's a double standard when you go before Ian Weeks, and you are here to say that if you were summoned to appear, the other people who were summoned to appear should appear, and if they don't appear and you don't hear him saying, well, I received a letter from their attorney and they're not going to be here, whatever procedural things he's supposed, if he's not saying that, you should hear him say, I'm going to do a bench warrant to have them brought before the court. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and he knows. Listen to me. I told you, he may have to recuse himself because I told you I know what's going on. Don't forget, Mr. Ian Wicks, I think, if I was correct, allegedly, he was a magistrate at Holtown too. Judge Magistrate Wanda Blazer was a magistrate. I think the woman of the Supreme Court, Barbara Cooke-Alleyne, allegedly was a magistrate.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's tie it up. So we are tying it up to say that when Tina Parvasino or any of the other defendants or who are the parties to cases that you are part of do not show up, we need to send a message to Dale Marshall, who is the Attorney General in Barbados. Dale Marshall, who is the Attorney General in Barbados, to do your job. Do your job. Make sure that the courts and the prison systems and whatever else that you are the top of, you're the top of that pyramid. Make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if there are warrants, like bench warrants that are supposed to go out for the likes of Tina and whoever else, make sure it happens, because like Patricia just said, if she didn't show up, you'll have a bench warrant and they'll be coming out. Those marshals will be coming looking for her. So this needs to be cleared up. Dale Marshall, this show should actually be pointed right at Dale Marshall. Dale Marshall needs to do his job. He needs to do his job. Let's bring it home, Patricia. It's going into 20 minutes.
That's it, Miss Veronica.
Yeah. Dale Marshall, do you hear us? Do you hear Patricia Benedict? Can you hear Patricia Benedict? She's reaching out to you. She's crying out to you. You need to do your job. You are being paid. So please stop. Don't be a thief now. Don't be a thief. You should work for all that money you receive in a salary. Work for it. Do something to say, I worked for this money that the citizens of Barbados are paying me. Make sure that when people do not show up for court, that bench warrant is like a must. It's like something that is instinctive. It's something that is like, it happens. You don't even have to think about it too hard. If you do not show up for a court hearing, you will get the marshals out after you. You will spend the night in jail and you will appear in court for that particular matter. It should be something that is automatic. Okay? I want to thank you, Patricia.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. This is Sherry Veronica, Naked Departure Radio.